So most tech nerds have heard of IBM. They're an older tech company that nowadays still makes servers, but not really desktops anymore. They're one of the oldest computing companies around. IBM, of course, standing for International Business Machines. IBM nowadays is actually owned by Lenovo, who bought them back in 2005. And today I managed to get my hands on a very cool device. I managed to get my hands on an old IBM machine. I don't know much about this one in particular. That's what I'm looking to find out. This I got for $30 only, is an IBM machine. It's also a Think Center, which makes me think that maybe it was after Lenovo acquired them. Got an Intel Pentium 4 inside, and is designed for Windows XP. I don't actually know much about this machine. Got some details on the bottom here. Apparently its model number is a 36M. It's also got a service sticker on it, which makes it look like it's actually been in a company. Another cool feature it has is you don't actually unscrew this to get it open. There is a button on either side that when you push them both down, it just opens for you. Oh yeah, power button on the front, 2 USBs, headphone, microphone, and a disk drive. On the back, it actually has a PCI slot with nothing in it though. All of the parts in here are non-standard. Like that's the power supply there. 4 USBs, Ethernet, serial, VGA. I don't remember what it's called, but I believe this is an old printer connection. PS2 keyboard and mouse. Let's open it up, shall we? Opening the machine, and it literally has instructions for how you can disassemble it. And here we have the machine itself. Front ventilation there. Looks like it's got a speaker, but I don't know if that's actual audio or just a beeper. Yeah, definitely an IDE, hard drive, and disk drive. 1 DIMM of RAM. Let's pop that out for a second, see if it's got any info on it. It's 512 megabytes of standard DDR, not even DDR2. Of 400 megahertz, clock speed of 3, labeled with IBM. Such big packets too. We've got a weird fan housing on the back here. Power supply is down here, weird shape. Also, I can reach the fan. We've got an Intel chipset in there with. It actually does have a SATA connection, which I think is interesting. It's not used, but it's got a SATA port there and a SATA connector from the power supply over here. There's no mounting point without taking out this hard drive. You can put in a SATA device instead of IDE. And then this here is the CPU cooler. Unless I'm missing something obvious, this seems like it's completely passive. I am not seeing any fans that directly go on the CPU cooler. Once it's tilted down, that one goes close. But not like the standard ones that we see. It's not quite, but it is close to a passive cooler. This is very interesting to look at. But before I go tinkering with it at all, I'm going to close it up, and let's see if we can get it running on a test bench and stuff first, before we screw with it too much. I've got the IBM system all plugged in and everything. I do have it on its side, but if we hit the button, we do get a power LED. The disk drive is working. Oh, double beep. Alarmingly enough, we're actually not getting any visuals. I was under the impression this machine was working. I didn't know this was going to be a repair job. All I've gone and done is quickly set up a second monitor, just to see if it was the monitor, and I boot it up. Oh! That time it only flashed the screen. There we go. So we've got it up and running. There seems to be some sort of BIOS issue, but at least it's up and running. Now I'm just going to get it onto that monitor. Got it working on my main setup. I am now in the BIOS. It thinks it's 2005. No, sorry, it thinks it's 2001, even though it was revised 2005. Let's see if we can get it into XP. Oh. There we go. Good old Windows XP. Okay, so it's repairing Windows and checking for bad files. It's been going for about an hour so far and is on 67%. 76, sorry, I can't count. But it's just kind of a matter of, I'm going to let this run, and then let's give it a look through Windows XP. Any key. I am pressing all of the keys. What is this? Okay. Well, the good old approach of plugging in a PS2 keyboard. Good old days. Yep, this cancelled. I just need a PS2 keyboard. Let's just hope it boots into XP normally. It made the sound! Which also means that there is a speaker in this PC. Oh, does this require a PS2 mouse as well? Oh, I've got one, but it's frustrating. Well, that's annoying. The only PS2 mouse I have available on hand is this old rollerball one. I got the rollerball mouse working. Neither of the two USB ones work, but there we go. Okay, yeah, Intel Pentium 4, 3.2 gigahertz. and 504 megabytes of RAM. That's kind of the specs of our machine. Well, it's also a Windows XP machine. What can we really do with it? There are a few answers to that. Some are good, some are not so good. One of the answers you can do is that you can do web browsing and internet search. You can't really download a whole lot, but you can browse the internet on a very basic level. A lot of websites won't work with this age of tech anymore. But even if you manage to browse the internet, for this era of computer, there are now a lot of viruses going around. So there's like no security on this thing at all. Because it's not supported and it's so old, to web browse on this and start downloading stuff is the definition of just virus central. And I can play some older games, but I can't really do much more than that. Now for Windows Vista, I actually do have this Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs game that I got at a garage sale a very long time ago, which is actually native for, not Vista, XP and Vista, which says on the back, it runs on XP or Windows Vista, with the minimum processor being a Pentium 4, which we've got, RAM being 512 megabytes, which we've got. I found it in the end. Let's chuck it into this disk slot. Yeah! There we go. And the Chance of Meatballs is now installing. It's all set up. Let's press play. I don't know what the latest... Yep, okay. That's one problem. It seems like drivers are going to be an issue, because they're hard to find public or online anymore. So even though I've got this game, I can't run it without the drivers. And while I can go find the drivers technically, that's a whole process in itself. There is, of course, some inbuilt Windows games. I've got Minesweeper up in here. Damn it! Ready Pinball! And so there's not really a whole lot you can do with it anymore, apart from running retro games and programs. And even then, finding them and downloading them is difficult, to say the least. This machine, while sadly it really doesn't have much functional use anymore, while yet sure it's got a SATA port and SATA power, and I could give it an SSD, I just can't breathe enough life into it without practically replacing the entire thing to bring it up to today's standards. But either way, it's a bit of a collector's piece, a bit of an interesting item. I just thought it was really cool to have a PC by IBM, because I didn't have one on hand. And now that I'm thinking about it, I've got this Windows Vista laptop from Toshiba, but this is my first natively XP machine I've got. It runs really damn hot. That CPU block is crazy hot. It's only got two small dinky fans in it, one at the front, one at the back, and some power supply fans. It runs hot, it's really slow. Today's standards, not a great PC, but back in the day, this would not have been a bad PC by any means. I think it's really cool to have. It's a really interesting case study, and I'm glad that I've got it in my computer collection. If you've got any ideas for what I can do with it, let me know. If you want to see more on it, comment what I should do with it. And if you want to see more content by me, make sure to click one of the things on screen now. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, as I'm a small creator and it would help out a ton. I hope that I see you in the next one. Comment what your first ever PC was, I'm curious. And bye-bye. Also, I'm just saying I made a short about this computer a little bit ago, and IBM noticed it. Let's go! How cool is that?